Well, good evening. Hello there, Machenko. And anybody else lurking in chat. Hang on, sorry, I'm hearing myself, which is not normal. Interesting. Oh well. So, first things first, I see Twitch is telling me that in about 2 minutes and 50 seconds we are going to an ad break. So this is new and exciting to have to work around ad breaks, but there we go. Over the Easter weekend I managed to collect a couple more followers, which put me over the "you have ads now." Huh. Well, that's good. Right, I was going to say it put me over the threshold for monetization. Oh, border ads, okay, right. Yeah, so put me over the threshold for monetization, which was an interesting surprise, and I have yet to update my overlays to cope with that, because they are not really particularly sophisticated, and I would like to have something to alert me to the fact that there is an ad going on, so I don't start waffling on about anything important. But for the time being, I'll just watch that countdown and apologise for the inconvenience, folks. So, right, the VT420. 240, the 420's upstairs. This is a 240. Last time we streamed, I mentioned that the reason it had suddenly packed up on me as I was preparing the last attempt at a demo was a blown fuse. Luckily the replacement fuse arrived last Tuesday, was it, when we were busy working on something. Wasn't the train, was it? It was the RX-50. So the fuse arrived just before that, but we didn't get around to fitting it. So it's now fitted, it's all working nicely, and I suspect the reason it blew is that the fan kept stalling. Hiya GPN, how are you doing? Yeah, so the fan kept stalling, which I think was putting too much stress on the power supply. The fuse was the incorrect rating anyway. It was 0.7 amp slow blow or something, and it should have been a 800mm fast blow, but anyway, replaced that, all working nicely. Ran the fan for a few hours out of the case with a bit of sewing machine oil added to the bearings to see if that might encourage it to work, and it seems to be holding, so fingers crossed. Got the RGB to HDMI all set up. 20 seconds to ad break. and we'll see what we can do with it. Tried a few things. Having some issues with the USB serial adapter again, so I have dug out an old laptop with an actual serial port, so we'll be using that and Ubuntu 9.10 or something to try it out shortly. But let's see what happens now. We are theoretically in ads, so probably not much point talking, so I shall have a cup of coffee. Anyway, so more reliable than the latest version anyway. Yes, quite possibly. Ooh. No, I don't like that. Ad break ends in 1:30. Well, anyway. I shall waffle on for a bit. Kill some time. Let's just leave a note in the chat. I shall waffle on and kill some time. Yeah, so Easter break was quite good. The locomotive the 00 scale engine I was working on last week actually turned out to be the star performer. That class 47 ran better than any of the other engines, with the possible exception of Smoky Joe, which is a little thing, and it's a bit out of its motor is too fast for its scale anyway. But the big diesel thing managed to pull a bunch of stuff around the track, around the layout, so that was good fun, and my nephews appeared to enjoy it, so my brother and I have plans for extending it, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I had a look at the other ones. The Class 43, the HST, ran. It was missing some wires that meant it could not possibly work. So reinstated those, and it ran nicely. Well, it didn't run nicely, it ran, and it made a hell of a noise doing it, so that needs a complete strip down. And I think what we'll do with that is dig out the ultrasonic cleaner. And welcome back from the ads, folks. I was just saying I might take the HST train that I didn't work on last week and put its motor in the ultrasonic cleaner at some point, because it ran but it made a hell of a noise. Anyway, now that I'm back in the room, let's get on with this. I think we shall start by... Well, let's start by bringing it up on screen. There we go. Obviously I haven't quite got that macro right, but anyway, you should be able to hear me. Oh, and now you're back. Okay, that's right. So the messages it gives me bear no relation at all to reality. Then that's good to know. Well, this is unfortunate. I suppose it indicates that this little experiment in streaming has gone more successfully than I would have thought. Anyway, we shall fire up the 240 and see what happens. Eating more frozen chicken burgers is always a good thing, Majenko. I don't know about moisturising or buying a new car. Buying a new car is always fun, but anyway, VT240, okay, that's what we like to see. So what I can do is I can bring up a thing I wrote. If I do it on the right screen, it would help. A thing I wrote, and I shall move it out of the way a bit. There it is, the Testomatic for the VT240. And all this is a little Pi-Inter TK wrapper around the command set for the thing, so we can put it through that power-up self-test again in theory by doing this. There we go. And we can run various colour tests to make sure that the RGB to HDMI is behaving itself, so we'll do that. I mean, that looks fairly good to me, and after a moment it will go on to the blue and the red a green, and then a white in a few seconds. Excellent. And it'll dump us back at the OK prompt in a second. No, the colour is the whole point. Ooh, let's put it in a horrible... well, we'll press that button to go back to the default colours, and then we'll do that one. Which is what I was typing by hand last time we looked at this in order to do colour tests. So we've got the RGB, shades of grey. If you want the greens, we can go to the greens. Or reds. The blues, and then we can try these intermediate colours, and I don't know whether I've got my maths quite right on those. But anyway, good way of testing that the RGB to HDMI is set up properly, so I was happy with that. And then finally we can run that one, which is the screen full of E's, just to make sure that everything is on the screen and lined up, and we can switch over to 132 column mode if we really want to, if we have a lot of data to fit on the screen, but we don't, so we'll go back to 80 because 80 is easier to read. And that's about the extent of about the extent of the testing we can do from the Mac. Because if I plug in, I can start a Getty on that port. In fact, let me do that. How do I do this? Cat start serial console. That one. And I think I have probably actually given it the wrong serial port because I'm a muppet. Sudo vi library launch daemon serial console ls/dev tty.usb star, and it's on 2110 at the moment because there is no serial number in. There we go, 2120. If there isn't a serial number, then it defaults to a oh, it's because I had unload it again. Yeah, it defaults to a useless device name based on the bus topology, which isn't what we want. So if I do that, then in theory we should get a... Why do we not get a... Okay, so running the Getty on macOS is not working, which is why I have the old laptop down here. Clear display, clear column, reset terminal. So bear with me 1 second. While I dig out the ancient laptop, this one is from 2002 and I bought it when I was at university, so great. Hi Chloe, how are you doing? I'm going why has Testomatic come back? Go away. Testomatic off. Very tight. I know that feeling. And no, I'm not replacing this terminal with a monochrome monitor. That would be ridiculous. I think. Well, this is exciting. The laptop is now not powering up. should have power. We have flashing on the Wi-Fi antenna, which sticks out the side. So we'll reboot the hard way. Well, that's good news, Chloe, that you got it recovered. Not the sort of excitement you want on a Thursday night, really, is it? And as for the monochrome terminals, I have plenty of those. But this one is fun, this one is colour, and this one is graphics. And none of the others are, so to that. Anyway, we shall just wait for this to dump itself at the login screen. At the login screen we have the exciting problem that the U key no longer works and there is a U in my password on this thing, so the on-screen keyboard will appear. There we go. And we are not getting the Getty that I set up earlier. So there's a password, and there's a Getty. There we go. So I can go back and turn my mic back on by hand. Yeah, so this one served me well for many years, but it is now on its second motherboard, so it thinks it's a Latitude of some description now, rather than an Inspiron. The power jack got worn out and wobbly, so I tried to replace it, and I was not set up to replace something on a board like that, and it all went horribly wrong, so I had to buy a new one. Hi Spice, how are you doing anyway? Sorry, I missed that was your comment there. Right, so let's see if we can log in with the NetWare guest account, because you're not seeing my... or it will avoid any accidental exposure of my password. All you know is that it's got a U in it. Otherwise, you know me. I'm a bit of a DEC fanatic. So, oh blimey! Hello, Tokens Candy. How are you doing? Good to see you, and thank you for creating an account. You're a possible ban evader apparently, so let me just turn that off. If I can figure out how to turn that off. I cannot. So it's going to keep an eye on you for me. So let me know if you have any troubles. So where are we? We are sitting at a shell prompt. And we have various bits of nonsense here. Let's start with... Some of these files are my own and some of them are not, so let's try that text test.6 and see what happens. Well, that wasn't quite what I was expecting. Ah, yes, that makes good sense using the other options, so that was no good. Let me just get rid of that. Right, that file was useless. This one is not useless, although it does change the background colour, reminding me. But so this is the first fun thing that this can do. It's 6-4 graphics, which is a ASCII protocol for transferring bitmap graphics in columns of 6 pixels at a time, so it's entirely printable apart from the escape sequence to introduce it. Not the best rendition of the emblem from System 1 you've ever seen, but it proves a point. And apart from that, we might be able to run 6K CD and see what happens. Ooh, that's what we want. No JSON object could be downloaded. Download failed. Oh, we'll get unrecognised option. Okay, let's see if we can fix that. Unable to resolve xkcd.com. That's not a good sign. Bear with. Ah, well, Chloe, you have hit on a point there. Of course, I meant printable in the sense of it is in the printable range for ASCII, but you could actually send it to a number of DEC printers, including one which I may be picking up shortly, but don't tell Majenko, because it's coming from the same place as something he wants. That will take 6 graphics in, and the terminal can actually do a graphical screen print to such a printer, which will be fun. 1 second. Just going to log that machine into the guest net. It's okay, you didn't hear that. Excellent, excellent. Come on. Barge gas connected. Good. So we should. No, that's not what I wanted. If I can put an R on the end of that, yes. Okay, so that's working, but first let's do a... Okay, why is backspace working now? Stupid. 6K CD. Will it work? Oh, I've got plenty of room for some printers anyway. Well, it's doing something. It's thinking about it. Ah. Right, that's going to be a bigger problem. This version of Ubuntu is so old it can't connect to a damn thing anymore. As I discovered last night when I had to bounce a... Come on, brain, you can do this. I had to bounce my various Git downloads for GNU plot and such like through another machine. So let's try that. No, I needed a username there. Can I SSH into... No. Okay, so I can't demonstrate that on this machine anyway, but what it would be doing should be fairly obvious. It should be showing today's XKCD, but it's not. So what we'll do instead is fire up GNU plot. Terminal type is unknown, so let's set Sixel. Small colour size 640 by 480, that's not right. We want set term Sixel size 800 200 because we want some room at the bottom for the prompt. It's an 800 by 240 display. Colour, background, white. Expecting. Okay, didn't like that. Right, so we should now be able to do something like plot sine x, cosine x. And it will very slowly, well not as slowly as I thought actually, draw that for us. And then scroll it off the top of the screen, because why not? I'm not entirely sure I like those colours, but they'll do for now. What else can we do? It's only half past, this is not good. We also have, if I can figure out where the prompt is, Control D. Well, this is good. 1 second, just catching up on chat. Hi Amat, how are you doing? The answer to your question is yes, is it? I must have missed your question. I do apologise. Hi, a sleeping developer as well. Sorry I didn't see you sneak in there. So why has this now crashed on me? Control D. Let's do a... Those might be nicer colours. Let's do a clear comms, just in case it's wedged somewhere. Okay, we'll have to do this the hard way. Oh, can I Control Z? No, I can't. Can I send a break? No, I can't. Ah, I see, Matt. Yes. Yeah, sorry, I haven't been on Discord this afternoon because I've been rushing around trying to get all this working, and obviously it went splendidly. Oh, hi Dovaz, how are you doing? And thank you for getting us started. Oh, a cheer apparently. Excellent, thank you very much. I still need to figure out what on earth I'm going to do with Control /. Let's give it a go. Yeah, that's not working. I'll just have to kill the new plot from a terminal. 1 second. The perils of the live demo. So yeah, so as I was about to say, I still need to hang on. I need EF. I need a U somewhere on the screen I can copy. So let's type some nonsense. There we go, and I've got one in the phrase command not found. Right, copy. And if I kill 1,000. No. Oh, I need to be root before I can kill someone else's process, so we'll do that. Kill no such process. Eh? I am very confused. Okay, let's try. Am I still logged in? Yes. Let's try forcing myself to log out. User NW guest. So if I kill 2118, that should log me out. Yes, thank you both. No, Majenko, GNU plot did actually stop at some point. And my shell is just frozen. How can I type a... I need a way to get an uppercase U. Let's try man ASCII. Yes, good. Now I can do a kill, paste the U into HUP, and nothing happens. Kill -U N -U N W G U E S T. Aha! Oh, thank you to our token. Don't close the lid, don't close the lid, it'll all go horribly wrong. Thank you to our token Scandi for that one. So we can start over. If I had my fingers on the right keys, it would help. Oh God, Matt, you're right. Yes, sorry, that would have been clever. Right. Majenko, no, I've already done the reset comms, which sends as many X-offs or as many X-ons as it's ever X-offed. So anyway, let me just catch up on chat. Something's failing to HTML decode. Oh, is that the on InVision chat? Okay, yeah, that's Stream Elements, Streamlabs rather. I'll have to have a fiddle, see if I can sort that one out. Anyway, why have I got a back? As you can tell, this is going absolutely splendidly. The laptop shut down for some reason. There we go. Well, I went to sleep. It should not have gone to sleep. It's not configured to go to sleep, and it is plugged into the mains. Yes, killing things with fire does seem to be the theme of it today. So, what shall we do? We shall go back to GNU plot. And this time we shall try it using... We saw the Sixel stuff at work, but there is also set term Sixel GD. There should be set term Sixel GD. There we go. Size 800 to 100. Help set term Sixel GD. And this one uses, as the name suggests, the GD library instead of GNU plot's built-in bitmap support. So what we want is, I think, tiny, and then background black, is it? Actually, let's put it on background white so that we've got some. So now if we do plot sine x minus cos x for some variety. The enhance was default, yes, so again, not sure what's enhanced about this, but as you can see, it takes a few seconds to plot the entire screen, and this time we get a prompt, which is what we want. But we can also set term regis, and this is why I had to build this copy of GNU-plot from scratch last night. By default, regis is only enabled on the VMS builds of GNU-plot, as far as I can tell. So now if we do the same plot, it's actually sending graphics commands to the terminal instead and plotting those, and those colours aren't very nice, are they? So let's see if we can do something about Y Q. I'm just going to wait for the ads to run while I stare at this and get increasingly more frustrated at the fact that it's not behaving itself. No ads there. Okay, excellent. I have a little part saying, right, ad break ended. So yeah, so the regis support should be better than we may have an issue. That should not be doing that. I think this laptop might have given up the ghost, you know. What can I do? Send a break again. So I'm just going to hard reboot the laptop and see if it comes back. And I've no idea why it interpreted black as green. I think possibly because I didn't give it colours for the axes. Okay, the screen's come back to life, that's good. So we'll just do a quick reset there. Ground level's upsetting, it shouldn't be. Everything's on the same power strip down here. I don't think the battery lasts long enough if I unplug it. We shall find out in a few moments once it's finished rebooting. But yeah, I think the green might have been because I told it to use black, but the axes were black, so it decided that would be stupid, which is fair enough. But in other news, it sounds like the ads are not going hugely well. I do apologise about that, folks. I shall play with the settings. I think it's currently set to... It's set to 3 minutes an hour, which is sort of the default. There we go. The default that gets you a 55% payout or something. And at least 55% payout means I'm getting more of a share than Bezos is. So yeah, I might change it. Instead of the sort of minute and a half every 30 minutes, which is what it's on at the moment, I think I might change it to a minute every 20, and then run the first one during the first minute of the stream, or the first 2 minutes, so that it slots into the opening sequence. But we shall see. I shall fiddle around with it, and we'll revisit it next time. So let's try this one more time. Set term Regis. Option 4 just means it supports 4 colours. I think there are Regis terminals that support more. Not sure actually, but this one only supports 4 anyway. So if we do a plot, let's try something a bit more exciting. Plot sine 2x over x, and then minus 2 minus cos x, and see what happens. That would help, wouldn't it? Those colours aren't very good. Can we override the colours? No. Option using 4 or 16 colours. Okay, so that's a no. I mean, Chloe, whether we do exciting depends on your definition of exciting, I suppose. Come on, there must be. But I'll tell you what, why don't we do this the other way? Can I remember enough Regis to do it by hand? I cannot. It's crashed again. Yes, I was hoping for red, blue and yellow on the graph and decided not to do that. Why is this being an absolute pain in the... But yeah, Matt, the smooth scrolling is really nice. It does take time, which is one of the reasons that I'm having to run it on this laptop rather than on the USB serial on the other laptop. Yeah, indeed. Flow control was not working properly on the USB serial adapter for some reason, either of them. It's supposed to support X on X off in the adapter, reading the datasheet, but it doesn't do anything, and if I try and enable it with SCTY, nothing happens. So I ended up having to run it at 1200 baud, otherwise you'd get overflows and it would lose sync with the data stream, which was really annoying, but not as annoying as this, so bear with again. I need a U, there's a U. No, that has not dropped me back to a terminal, to a shell prompt. Why? Why? Yeah. The new plot is not running. So who? NWGuest.TTYS0 2099. So kill -12099. On a scale of very to chat, Chloe, somewhere down the very end. I mean, more annoying would be if... I'm not going to say that because then it would do it. I shouldn't even have thought it, frankly. You need to get this onto a real computer. Yes. There we go. Weird. Okay. So... let's spell my username correctly. XXD monotext. So it's escape PPS. Right, okay. So if I cp monotext colours, I'll change colour 1 to white. Not 1, 2, 2. I think we could do blue there, like that, and yellow there. Well, we've got blue and yellow. And we'll see what we get out of this. It doesn't like using the fourth colour, that's a shame. But anyway, the graphics works, so that's good. We also have, in theory, support for, and I haven't tried this yet, Tektronix 4050 mode. So let's see if we can find that. It's in here somewhere. General. There we go. Oh, 4010. Okay, that'll do. So set term tech40xx. And now we've got a very strange font, which is not what I was expecting. But if I do plot, let's try the same thing for a laugh. So what this is doing is emulate. Oh, that's a lot quicker actually. Interesting. This is emulating a Tektronix vector display, which are really nice terminals. If you've ever seen one in the flesh, if you haven't, I could recommend tracking one down. There was one on display at EMF this time last. Well, not quite this time last year. End of May last year. Because I meant to look the chap's name up. Someone was doing a talk on various forgotten display technologies, including this one, and it uses a vector CRT. So rather than this rasterized version, you get really gorgeously smooth vectors. Really impressive looking technology. And unfortunately I failed to take a photograph of it before it was shut down. But I shall try and dig out the link to the talk and share it somewhere at some point. But yeah, that was... well, it worked at least. So that's actually not bad colour-wise. Better than I expected. What's it set to? Mono and colour. Yeah, so if we went back to... whoops, we want... that one. So this is its default colour scheme when you have both a mono and a colour monitor attached, which I don't because I could, but it would be a pain. And you can invert the colours and then it looks awful. Or you can switch it over to the mono default, which is not bad if you like your monochrome terminals. Or the colour only default, which is absolutely horrendous. I mean, that's fairly grim. Well, maybe it looks better if you could tell the difference between red and green easily, but that just looks grim to me, but it's even worse if you do that. That's the Eyeball Sierra 3000. So we'll go back to normal settings there. And set go back like that. And so the only thing we were left with was to try and get an XKCD thing working, which, what time is it? It is coming up on 7. So I'll have a quick go. So let's quick GNU plot. Somebody name a good XKCD number. Or let's just guess one at random. 1, 2, 3. Unable to resolve host address. Okay, that's obviously not happy. Clear. Okay. So anyway, I think that is probably about all I can demo on that at the moment. 562. Well, okay, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go then. Ping. Can I see the network at all? No. Bear with. Oh, it's not connected to the wireless. That'll be why. This password is really awkward to type when you are using one hand to stop the laptop falling off your lap. There we go. So we should now be able to that's good. And ping. Good. And we'll try Matt's first and then Chloe, so we'll see what happens. It might... oh yes, that was the problem, wasn't it? Right. Okay, can I log into this machine? No. Okay. Oh, this could go horribly wrong. Oh. Because this is going to dump me into my TMUX session with IRC running. It is indeed. Control BD. There we go. Now this might work. Image to 6 command not found. Oh well. Sudo apt install image to 6. Why has that done that? I'm sure this is not an issue with the terminal. Oh, it's knocked me off the network, that's why. It didn't have execute anyway. Have I just been whacked onto the wrong network? I need to type that. No. Oh, it did log me out indeed, yes, you're right. So why... Well, A, sudo should not have been not found. I was expecting not found on the server I was logged into, because it's not on there. Anyway, I think we have got to the point. Come on. We have got to the point where anything more would be an exercise in frustration. I blame the laptop it's plugged into, not the terminal itself. The terminal has not done this before. So it's a combination of dodgy USB dongles and on this laptop and ancient laptops being a pain in the backside on the other one. But anyway, hopefully that at least got some idea of what this thing can do and why I wanted to get it running. The graphics capability is new and exciting in my collection, so it'll be nice for System 1 stuff to be able to do video capture as well. Speaking of which, as the thingy down there suggests, we are going to be taking a look at System 1 shortly. Don't know whether it'll be next week. Might do some Rainbow stuff next week. The Rainbow is working. The refurbished RX50 does work now on both sides. It took a few more attempts. The issue we were having last time with the motor spinning continuously turned out to be, I think, an off-by-one error when I reinstalled the rear board. Repositioning that correctly didn't help. The A side was then working, but B wasn't, so I had to reseat the head cables. Bit of contact cleaner as well, didn't hurt. So now that's up and running, working nicely. Apart from that, I'm getting no red output from it at all. So I need to have a look at why that is. And once I figure that out, we'll fire it up and we can do a quick run through of some of the stuff on there. I haven't found any particularly exciting games or anything on it. yet. There are some, but they seem to mostly be text adventure type stuff. There was a drawing program I couldn't figure out at all, but that was how I realised there was no red. And then the 123 demo ran, or tutorial. Ad break starts in 5 minutes. Well, we don't want another of those, do we? So yeah, the 123 tutorial ran through quite happily, apart from the missing red bar charts, red bars in the bar charts. So we'll have a play with that at some point. We'll have a play with System 1 at some point, show that off. And I also thinking I should, because of this whole monetization lark, the reason it happened suddenly, in fact I'm going to hit snooze there. No, I've got 4 minutes, fine. Majenko, do you want to start your stream up, and then I'll chuck over to you in a few minutes. But no, the monetization hit because there are 3 criteria for that. One is 50 followers, one is having streamed 8 hours in the last month, and one is having streamed on, is it 6 or 7 different days in the last month. And I managed to hit all 3 of those last week. I'm thinking I should probably try and keep up he's already started the bot, excellent, or try and keep up the twice a week sort of thing. And I was thinking Tuesday evenings might be a good idea to work on, I don't have it with me, but I have an RC 2014 kit, and it's a slightly special one. It's not the new Picasso one, which is rather nice. This is one of the bigger Pro kits with the backplane board and all the modules in it. So it's definitely a few weeks worth of soldering to do there. So if people are interested, I might start doing that next week, perhaps. I probably won't be announcing those as they happen on Mastodon, because I suspect people are getting fed up with the fact all I ever tweet on the Fediverse, or toot on the Fediverse, is stream announcements. So I might announce the first one, and then just carry on Tuesday evenings doing that, and then Friday evenings doing whatever other bits of nonsense spring to mind. So we've got System 1. Oh, that's unfortunate, Matt. Well, we shall see. So got System 1 to do, got the Rainbow to do. We've got that printer to look at when I get hold of it. And we've got keyboard adapter stuff to build at some point. So yeah, stick around for that. And yeah, I think I'm going to go and scowl at this laptop, ask it what on earth it thinks it's playing at, and then entertain myself playing with the VT240 some more. Let me just 1 second. I think I just heard Majenko starting to stream, so yeah, as I said, thank you for joining me, everyone. I've got an ad break coming up in 2 minutes, so I'm going to roll my outro and then we'll raid Majenko, and I believe there is no Shelby this evening. He is in the queue for a Switch 2 or whatever it is. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining me. I hope that wasn't as disjointed a mess as it feels like from this side, but hopefully you got some idea of what this thing's about and why I've been so keen to get it running. So yeah, see you next time, folks.